30% discount at Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM. Find us at moonstonenutrition.com. Here radio. Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM is a doctor-developed, science-backed kidney health solution with 30 MEq of alkali citrate to prevent kidney stones. Available in powders and capsules. Enjoy an exclusive discount with my promo code moonstonenutrition.com for radio to get 30% discount. Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and Company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a filmed series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Mercy, Kublai Khan is shut out of the city. I do not fear him. But hear me, Marco Polo. We have ways of taming the spirits of men. I will tame your spirit. Soon I go to the throne room to take my rightful place, and you and your companions will be made to kneel before me. As for the Princess Zelana, her dreams will be realized. She shall become the wife of the Khan of China.
But I am to marry Marco Polo. My hand has been bestowed on him.
So, the old fool Kublai Khan bestowed your hand on Marco Polo. Well, you shall do better, Zelana. You shall marry Vanchu. Take the Princess Zelana to her quarters. See that she is guarded. Take these prisoners to the dungeons. Let them be imprisoned together. Later they shall be dragged to the front room and forced to make obeisance to the new Khan of China.